All right, let's look at the acoustic parts for the Blood. I'll start off by showing you some stuff in the key of A. We're going to do G shapes, capo 2 for the key of A, and then I'll show you some stuff for key of E at the end of the video. So we'll just go section by section. We're out for the first verse. When we come in on the chorus, your like worship leader friendly shapes are going to be like your shapes where you have the 5 and the 1 on the top of everything. You know this, you got 1, 5, 4, 1. You can definitely use those shapes on the song if it makes it easier to lead. The ones that they use a lot are sort of based on the open voicing with the third in there. That's the one that I'm going to show you from the video, or from the part here. You got that as your 1. And you got your 5. It's got the in there. It's like an add 4. And then you've got your 4 here. On this first chorus, they're going to do a variation where they leave the open B there, so it makes a major 7 feel. Like that. For the sake of the part, you can use any of those shapes and it'll work great. Open or like your power. For the sake of this, what they're sort of doing on the chorus is I'm going to use my pinky up here on the 5th, right here, and that's going to be my top note for all these chords. So they use the 1 here, and you're going to do like a dotted 8th drum pattern. Sort of like that. 5 to 4. We're going to do that, leave the open B for the major 7 shape. Back to that for your 1. And that's going to be the one that I'll probably use most of the time on the song. After this first chorus, I'm going to stop doing the major 7 and add the root back up to the top there. So that it's literally just whole step down. Like that. So you got this drum pattern there on first chorus. Turnaround's the same thing. And I should say too, those are pretty much the only chords you're going to play in the song. There's a variation on the 6 where it'll substitute the 6 minor for the 1. That's in bridge 2, and it's also in the last instrumental. But other than those 2 little substitutions, you're going to be 1, 5, 4 the whole song, which is great. When you come in on verse 2, we're going to do 8th note down strums. We're going to switch it up from the pattern, strum pattern there, to just down strums. That. So that's your kind of 8th note strums, and then you'll pick up to 16th notes on the chorus. So I'll show you a little thing here. When you're doing the 16th notes, they don't all have to be the same velocity. Like, you don't have to literally do like that. I know it's kind of hard to hear in the ISO because it's like a couple different parts overlaid playing different shapes, and it's hard to pick it out. You can sort of do some accents in there if you want to compromise, which I would recommend here, is do like a 16th note strum, but take that strum pattern from the first chorus and sort of accent it. So you got the... You're hitting every 16th note, but you have a harder velocity on the rhythmic bum, 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 bum. So that'll play nice with drums and the rest of the band's rhythm. You're going to do that all the way through the chorus, both interludes, and then you're out for bridge 1. You'll come back in the second time through bridge 1 with your pattern from the first chorus. Major 7 back in there, like that, and then you'll be back to 16th notes on bridge 2. Once you get through that chord progression, when we start to build, we'll go to the 6. So I guess it's not a substitution, they just add the 6 to the chord progression, but you'll get back to the chorus and it's the same thing. Like that. And then rhythmic variation, once you get to the big instrumentals at the end, we're going to go back to our down, like our eighth note down strums, but we're going to add like little pickups. We're going to go ba-da-down, down, down. That'll be in line with what the drums are doing there. So really dig in on those. Same chord shapes, just add the little rhythmic things there to do what the drums are doing. One other thing with the shapes, if you get to a part in the song and you want the chords to sound a little bit beefier, have some more low end, a trick that you can do your one normal. You're omitting the A string, you're just muting it. When you get to your 5, instead of playing with your ring finger on the root, play with your pinky on the root and use your ring finger on the low string to play the 5th below. I guess it's the 4th below. That's your 5 and 4. And then your ring finger is already there to go back to the 1. It's a little bit more like a rich voicing for like the powerful parts of the song where you want it to sound like have more low end and be a little bit beefier. Like that. Okay, so let's move on. If you're playing an E and you want to be still capo 2, you can play some D shapes here. So your D shapes don't have as many strings ringing out, but you can totally do them right here. That's your 1. Your A, it's like a sus. That's your 4. Like that. So you've got the 5 and the 1 and all the chords. Those would be some easy shapes to play. Of course, since you're playing an E, we'll show you some stuff in E. These are my favorite for this key. It's going to be all of the, you're going to be able to strum most of the strings most of the time. Your power shape would be like this, where you're barring for the 2nd fret of the A and D string. There's your 5. There's your 4. Now, if you're playing the early part in the song where you want that major 7 feel, just take this note, like there, that A, to a G sharp, and play your 4 like that. It's a regular E shape with the 3rd for the pretty 3rd there. So that's E, and then of course your 6 is up here. Take your 5 up a whole step. It's your power 6, or if you don't want to move your hand. Lots of 5s, lots of 1s. You can do that too. So that's the shapes for the blood, and that should be all you need.